waited to do credit union business or legal business because Joseph Boivin was an attorney by trade. The room that Morris just came out of, which is really a cool room, that is actually the original credit union office / boardroom, and where everything was done. When you go in and you look to the right, the barrister's bookcase has the original ledger book, has the original minute book, and there are also some old passbooks in there, which I love because when we get young people in here, you know, it's $5 to join St. Mary's. At that point, it's still $5 to join St. Mary's. $5 isn't even pocket change for most of these kids anymore. So one of the things I like to point out to them is that, you know, it took a number of months sometimes for people to raise the $5, you know, at 25 cents a week to become a member. And one of the things that's interesting about the mills, of course, you know, there were no internet, there were no phones, there was nothing in the mills during that period of time, and they spanned the whole along the river. So what happened is, if you lost your job at one end of the mill at one end, you just walked down to the other end and they give you a job, because they had no idea that you had just been terminated, and you know, they just figured, okay, hire you. So it was kind of neat that you could just go from one place to another and pick up jobs at that point. What I was saying is, this is Estes Park. This is where the CUNA Constitution was written in 1934. The original Constitution is there. And we get into a lot more about Edward Filene and Roy Bergengren here as well, because, you know, the fact remains that if it had not been for Edward Filene and Roy Bergengren, credit unions may not have developed beyond the you know, state of New Hampshire. But Edward Filene had also seen cooperatives in his travels and believed that they were something that was good. Put up $1 million of his own money at that time to further expand them. And one of the things he did when he traveled is he kept a journal of his trips. And I really recommend that you look at this, because he was, where's the ADHD guy? Sorry. He was obsessive compulsive, without question. That's good, but I want you to see that. He kept a journal of every hour of every day.
Oh, I do that.
Well, then you are. Where he was.
Just so I know what I did.
Where he was. Who was there? You really?
No, I was joking.
I was thinking Alzheimer's, actually.
Yeah.
Where he was, who was there, you know, what the weather was, what he ate. I mean, it's just phenomenal. And then in the back of the book, there's all kinds of press clippings, speeches he gave, and everything like that. So
that's a blog before there were blogs.
There you go. Okay, there you go. And this is his original journal.
In what year did Edward Filene donate that $1 million?
I'm not
Today
really
it's
sure.
More like what, $1 billion?
Well, I had heard 17 million at one point. I don't really know what it translates into now, but yeah, it was $1 million of his own money. Yeah, and he remained single, and that was what he did. I mean, he ran the family business, obviously, but he also, you know, he was very involved in credit unions.